Hi everyone. Today we're looking at the Quick Dawn oxygen mask in the cockpit of a Citation Excel. The reason I'm showing this mask today is because I want to talk about how to repack the mask and stow it correctly. Because what I found is that some pilots are hesitant to pull out the mask and use it for no reason other than that they think it's a huge hassle or difficult to repack after they're done. A big reason I want everybody to be familiar with this system is because when you need this mask, you really need it. It's something where oftentimes we're cruising above 40,000 feet, and the time of useful consciousness, if we have a rapid depressurization, is just a matter of seconds. And that is definitely not the time to be figuring out that your mask doesn't work, or that you're not familiar with it, or that there's a problem with the microphone in it, something along those lines. Because of that, it's good to use this mask on a regular basis. If the other crew member gets up to use the lav, or you just want to test it out every few months, that would be a good thing to do to make sure that everything's working the way it's supposed to. Before I pull this mask out, what I want to show you is the way the doors are closed and the hose is routed back into the compartment. So there's just a loop right here, and it's routed back down through this opening into the compartment. There's also a push to test function right here, and this push to test has a little pin that is important to get seated correctly when we repack the mask. That's how you test the mask on a pre-flight check, and that will be an important step to check when we're reseating the mask. Now I'm going to show you that it's easy to pull the mask out. All you have to do is wiggle it a bit to pull it out through the doors, and the hose that supplies oxygen is coiled up underneath the mask, just like this. You pull it out, and you can inflate it by pinching these red handles together. That inflates the band that goes over your head. Okay, now notice how the cord is coiled up underneath the mask. That's the easiest way to store the hose in a way that doesn't obstruct the mask when you're trying to repack. Next, I want to show you that there's a slight ridge in the plastic right here. This slight ridge in the plastic compartment is going to be where this gets seated when the mask is fully stowed. So we're going to put these two brackets over top of this little ridge there. We wad up the headband and put it inside the mask just like this to start with, and then flip it over and begin packing. You can see I've started to place the mask in the top of the compartment. All I need to do is kind of rotate it down and put that bracket down like that and hold it steady with one hand. Next, I'm going to close this door on the right side. That should go down all the way closed. Now I switch hands and start to close this door. And while I'm closing this door, push to test down until you get the pin that's inside the little push to test button seated into the mask on this side. There's a little pin that should go into a hole down there. There, it's as simple as that. When you let go, everything is secure and packed the way it's supposed to. I'm going to give you one more real close-up view of this little pin here. I want to make sure that everyone understands where that pin is at. You see that little black pin going into that little hole on the red handle there? That's the pin that needs to get seated correctly in order to hold the doors closed and enable the press to test function correctly.